We begin tonight Hannity Watch on the extreme radical left. It's really important as we begin, you ask yourself some questions. Do you want the government to have more control over your daily life or less? Do you want the government to take more of your hard-earned money or less? Do you want the government to be more involved in your business or less involved? Do you want the government to have more control or total control of your health care or less? And do you believe the government has a duty to protect your borders from, let's see, heroin, fentanyl traffickers, human traffickers, cartels, gangs, and the criminal element, not the good people that want a better life, that come to our border and access our country illegally? Because now it is perfectly clear. The lines have been drawn. Nearly every single elected Democrat, almost all of those running to challenge President Trump in 2020, they want more and more total control of your life. They don't trust you, the American people. Remember, they think we are irredeemable deplorables, that we cling to our God, our guns, our Bibles, and religion, and we're those smelly Walmart people. Now, they want control of everything. It's actually beyond radical and extreme. It's scary. It's a failed ideology. It's been tried over and over. It creates dependency. They make promises that never come true. It never comes close to what they promise. And even worse, the people that are promising all of this great stuff, keep your doctor care, save money, they really only want power for themselves. Now, Socialist Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and far-left Senator Ed Markey are now set to unveil what they call their so-called Green New Deal legislation. Now, this bill will dictate how you heat your home, cook your meals, and even how you commute to work. In fact, according to previous proposals, Ocasio-Cortez wants this country. By the way, we just became the #1 producer of oil on the planet, surpassing Saudi Arabia and Russia. All fuel and gas, fossil fuels, we will not have them in 10 years. That's not just socialism, that's authoritarianism. And she literally wants to nationalize enormous, profitable private industry, kill it off completely. That means all the millions of high-paying career jobs in the oil and gas and energy sector, guess what? Gone. It will force every American to pay drastically more expensive for all forms of energy, the lifeblood of our economy. But according to Ocasio-Cortez, if the federal government doesn't take dramatic authoritarian action, the world is going to end in 12 years. Well, that only gives us 2 years of our plan. Why bother? Anyway, she actually thinks the future of humanity is at risk because of energy independence. We have more energy. We can help our allies, our friends, create millions of high-paying jobs for Americans. And we've tried your way before. Doesn't work. Take a look.
I do not think that for the future of humanity and for our country to continue to prosper, that we cannot have another presidential cycle where climate change is not being asked about at almost every debate.
Got only 12 years left. Actually, the future of humanity faces far more risks from the authoritarian far-left socialists. Look at Venezuela. Oh, they have a lot of energy, but they don't have any money or food, and poverty is rampant. Let's see, Cuba, they didn't do too well there either. Former Soviet Union, oh, communist China, how's that working out? Look at what life is like in literally any country that nationalizes private industry and imposes strict government controls over private businesses. And that's not stopping Democratic presidential hopefuls like, Elizabeth Warren from declaring that capitalism can be good, but only if the government has more control and only if she and her fellow Democrats have a chance to impose even more rules and regulations. Take a look.
Capitalism without rules is theft. Encouraging companies to build their business models on cheating people, that's not capitalism. That's not competition in the marketplace. That's not producing consumer surplus. So what I believe is capitalism with serious rules. And that means rules where everybody gets a chance to play.
Excuse me. A lot of people risk a lot of money to start businesses. No hope necessarily they'll succeed. They create goods and services that people want, need, and desire. And they either buy it or they don't. That has created a standard of living that is the envy of the world, wealth unimaginable in most places on this earth. Now, Warren is proposing, let's talk about stealing, a brand new wealth tax. If you manage to save any money, that's after you pay your federal income taxes, your state income taxes, your Social Security tax, your Medicare tax, sales tax, property tax, in some cases like New York, city income tax, well, then Senator Warren, after you paid all of that and you saved a little bit, she wants to come back again and take more. That would be a government license to steal, Senator. And by the way, then when you die, the federal government wants half of what you saved before you die. You pay to die in America. Isn't that great? And states like New York take 10% of what you have left. Then you've got, why are all these people leaving New York, New Jersey, Illinois, California? Hundreds of thousands. It's a mass exodus in these high-tax states. But you look at states with low or no income taxes. Take Florida and Texas, no state income tax. Nearly 400,000 new residents last year alone. These people are leaving. Just keep your bad politics wherever you came from. Now, of course, the federal government will need vast amounts of money. Like, look at Kamala Harris's Medicare for All proposal. Study, George Mason University. Okay, that's $3.2 trillion a year for 10 years. Let me give you perspective. The federal budget 2018 was $4.1 trillion, basically the entire budget. Open your wallets, watch out, socialists like Kamala are coming. Now, keep in mind, that proposal would literally kick 177 million Americans off their private health care plans and also completely kill off another private industry. If you work for an insurance company, bye-bye. Kamala Harris wants you gone, jobless, out of work, doesn't care. By the way, what happens when Medicare for All fails like Obamacare? Uh-oh, what then? Now, Democrats are trying to sell these big government programs. They are the great, they own compassion. They're the most compassionate. But don't be fooled. A government power grab, plain and simple, this is what it's about. They don't trust you. They therefore want the government to control every aspect of your life. They want to use your money. Want to know what it's really about? To buy votes, bribe people to vote for them with your money and get power. So let's recap the modern-day Democratic Party. The authoritarian control of your health care, your businesses, your money, and your personal decisions. President Trump put out a great tweet today. Democrats are becoming the party of late-term abortion, high taxes, open borders, and crime.